A few months ago, I released my Patient 46 theory video, where I talked about who I think the true identity of Patient 46 could be, instead of who we all think it is, where I got a few comments asking about my thought process and how I could possibly think of the conclusion that I got to in the end, and instead of replying to the comments with a huge essay, I decided to make a video, explaining and looking more into all the evidence I have, as well as clarifying some things. So in this video, I'll be once again explaining what I think Patient 46 is trying to tell us, their true identity, and how they answer some lingering questions in the end. Patient 46 was first introduced in Security Breach, where after upgrading Freddy with Roxy's eyes, you're able to find and collect these invisible CDs hidden throughout the Pizzaplex, that contain therapy sessions of Vanessa, along with another person of unknown origins. This is Patient 46, a person who seems to be under the influence or aligned with Glitch Trap. Throughout the sessions, Patient 46 seems to be an introverted person, often spending a lot of time by themselves, and always talking to their self-chat computer program they created. They seem to have a surprising amount of knowledge on computers, often even being called somewhat of a hacker, and we learn that they came from a tragic past, with horrible parents. This is later revealed not to be the case. It's important to note that throughout the tapes, Vanessa and Patient 46 seem to have the same therapists, but after a few sessions the therapists seem to go missing, and a new one is always brought in to replace the last one. This comes as a surprise to Vanessa, but not to Patient 46, who seems rather unfazed by this, almost like they expected this to happen. One day one of the therapists is found dead, and Patient 46 isn't bothered by this news either, unfazed as they continue their sessions. By the end of the tapes, while it isn't told, it is hinted that Patient 46 was the one behind the disappearances of the therapists, as by the final tape, when it's revealed that Patient 46 has been not only lying about the past the entire time, but causing problems within the Pizzaplex as well. When the therapist confronts and questions them on this, they have no response, only vaguely avoiding eye contact and staying silent as they're questioned. It's only when the therapist continues to press on, that Patient 46 seemingly threatens them, shaking their head when the therapist suggests that they continue this another time, almost as a way of saying, that isn't going to happen. Before we go any further, I want to clear up some things. In the Tales from the Pizzaplex books, there was a story called GGY, that people thought confirmed that Gregory is Patient 46, due to how in the story therapists go missing just like they do in the CDs, and because it's revealed at the end of the story, that the character named Gregory, was the one behind it all going by the alias GGY. While there is a debate going around regarding if the books are canon or not, it was never outright confirmed that the books were canon, so it's possible that he's just a metaphor for Patient 46. Characters from the books have been cleared to be parallels to other characters from the series, so it's pretty likely Gregory in this story could be a stand-in for Patient 46 or even possibly Vanny, due to how in the story he's the one messing up things in the Pizzaplex, and causing problems, just like how Vanny does the same in Security Breach and FNAF AR. The story isn't outright revealing or telling it, it's just giving an idea of what could have possibly went down before the events of Security Breach. Plus I have to point this out once again, it's specifically said in one of the therapy tapes, that the sessions for Vanessa and Patient 46 are company mandated, meaning that people who are getting interviewed, or that are doing the interviewing, are from Fazbear Entertainment. Once again, I don't think a child would be getting company mandated therapy sessions, so Patient 46 must be an adult that works with or for Fazbear Entertainment. Another thing I want to clear up is how people think that Patient 46 is a child because of stuff like how they're depicted of having a childish personality, and not having an understanding of certain things, and how when they're eventually confronted of being the one behind everything going wrong in the Pizzaplex, as well as lying about the past and parents, they reply by looking away from the therapist, and hiding their face, which is something a child is known to do. But the thing is, children don't only do those things, adults do them as well. People have been known to have childlike personalities regardless of their age, and the stuff about them looking away when confronted is a proven common nervous reaction people do when they're caught lying, so saying that Patient 46 is a child because of those stuff doesn't really make sense. But if we use the idea that Patient 46 is an adult, suddenly things start to make sense. Let me explain. Let's look at everything we know about Patient 46. We know that Patient 46 isn't Vanessa, because in all of the tapes regarding Patient 46, Their personality is completely the opposite of Vanessa's, often being childlike, and liking things Vanessa doesn't, like dark spaces and candy. There's also the fact that patient 46 is known to have a surprising amount of knowledge on computers, even being called a hacker, whereas Vanessa states in the 5th therapy tape that she's not in the tech department, and when she is eventually sent to work at the Pizzaplex, she gets the security position, even though she has no experience or meets the requirements whatsoever. Not to mention patient 46 has been seen to be talking with Vanny, who is Vanessa, or to something with rabbit ears, and we know that patient 46 is the one that caused all the problems in the Pizzaplex, as well as the animatronics to go haywire, either by sending the glitch trap virus, or by hacking into the technicians' system servers. Patient 46 is hinted to have some affiliation with the technicians in the Pizzaplex, due to the technicians claiming to know patient 46, and because they're the ones to catch patient 46 hacking into their systems as well as seeing them talking to Vanny, so patient 46 must be a technician that works in that department or works with them, and who is the only technician that we've heard about so far. Cassie's father. Suddenly all the stuff about patient 46 starts to make sense if we use Cassie's father as an example. Let me explain. We know that Cassie's father worked at the Pizzaplex and was a technician, due to how Cassie comments about how the Faz wrench looks like her dad's, and we know the Faz wrench was a technician's tool, so it's clear that Cassie's father was probably a technician at one point, but we don't know when he started or how long he's been working for the company, and we don't know anything about his personality other than him collecting Freddy and friends' lunchboxes, and how Bonnie is his favorite animatronic. But if we use patient 46's personality, we can say that he's very childlike, he's a loner that enjoys dark spaces and candy, and that he's really good with tech and computers. Who knows? That's probably what got him the job in the first place, and the stuff with patient 46 lying about their past, was him lying about his own past so that he can have a sympathetic backstory to throw suspicion away from him. Because who would believe someone with such a sad backstory could do such horrible things? But the question is, if he's patient 46, why would he do these things? Well, I think I have the answer. Like I said before, when Cassie finds the Nightmare AR plush, she mentions that it's from that old headset game, meaning she knows about FNAF VR. Her father could have possibly been a playtester just like Vanessa, which would lead to him becoming possessed by Glitch Trap. If that's the case, he probably was the first to be possessed successfully, and since he goes to the same company therapy sessions as Vanessa, he could have targeted her, contacted her, and hacked into her files to learn more about her, manipulating her, getting her possessed so that she can become Vanny, recommend her the security job while he's a technician, and whoever gets too close to the truth, or tries to interfere, he gets rid of them, luring them to the Pizzaplex, and killing whoever proved a problem. Since he was caught multiple times by the other technicians, he needed to get rid of them next, so he created the all-staff meeting, and by using the staff bots as well as the Glamrock Endos, he brutally murders everyone, ripping them limb from limb, replacing everyone except Vanessa with staff bots. But if that's the case, what happened to him? Well, in Security Breach, there's a secret arcade machine called Balloon World, where if you go through some purple glitches, and follow a purple path until the end, you're greeted by Eclipse, who will get closer to the screen until a message in purple text appears, reading good night, and boots you out of the game. This seemingly suggests that Glitch Trap is in this arcade machine as well, and in Ruin when we see this machine again, there's this particle effect of purple pixels floating out of it, almost as if something has left from there. But in Ruin we know all the other endings from Security Breach except the Princess Quest ending are fake, due to all the comic pages we can find throughout Ruin, and because when we find the Princess Quest arcade machine again, the machine is toppled over, and the princess's sword is sticking out of it, implying that the game's been beaten and Glitch Trap is dead. But if the other arcade machine implies that Glitch Trap is still out there, where could he be? Well, inside Patient 46, also known as Cassie's father. This could also explain stuff like the mask bot in Ruin, all the graffiti throughout the Ruined Pizzaplex, the creation of the Vanny mask, as well as some other stuff in Ruin. Let me explain. In Ruin there's graffiti throughout the Pizzaplex, seemingly written by people who have been there recently, but sometimes you'll find graffiti of Vanny, depicting her face and name throughout the Pizzaplex. This seemingly suggests that Vanny has been here recently, but how is that possible if Gregory freed her at the end of Security Breach? Not to mention there's also the strange mini music menu you can find with rabbit ears, and other distortions, as well as the mask bot you meet at the beginning of the game that gives you the Vanny mask in the first place. There seems to be a lot of hints of Vanny's influence throughout the building, but as I've already explained, that shouldn't be. So what if it isn't Vanny doing these things? What if it's actually patient 46, Cassie's father? This could explain why the Faz wrench Cassie finds apparently looks a lot like his. Glitch Trap could have tasked him to return to the Pizzaplex and repair whatever he can, using his Faz wrench, probably starting in Phaser Blast. This could explain why Glamrock Freddy has the label prototype on his foot, and why we see a repair desk with parts and tools near him. It could also even explain the Vanny mask itself. The Pizzaplex is in shambles, so using his knowledge of tech and computers, he creates the Vanny mask to help him navigate throughout the Pizzaplex, as well as become invisible to the animatronics, modifying an old map bot to bring him the mask each time he returns. The graffiti on the walls could be him tagging the building to show that he was there while using the name Vanny. Vanny could just be a title rather than a person, showing that you're a follower of Glitch Trap. Who knows? Maybe he even went as far as going deeper into the Pizzaplex, deactivating security nodes, until reaching the Mimic, and just like with Cassie, the Mimic would probably stop tricking him and reveal itself. Now realizing what he's been helping the entire time, he seals the Mimic away, creating M.X.E.S to guard it, along with more security nodes, as well as AR inhibitor devices to prevent anyone from wearing the mask. But as we saw in Ruin, this doesn't work, and the Mimic still ends up being set free in the end. We don't know what could have happened to Cassie's father after this. Maybe he's just missing, maybe he died to the Mimic, or maybe we'll see him in the next game, or if Steelwool decides to make another DLC for Security Breach. Anyway, that's just my theory. With that, another video, and another mystery solved. Thank you for taking the time to watch, and I look forward to seeing you again, in whatever my next project ends up being.